The school auditorium buzzed with chatter and low laughter as the talent show prepared to begin. Students filled the rows, many with phones out, whispering and snickering as acts were announced one by one. Dressed in a faded sweater and jeans, Maya sat quietly backstage, clutching her worn-out acoustic guitar. She wasn't like the other performers. She hadn't had voice lessons or flashy costumes. She didn't even sign up herself. A teacher encouraged her after overhearing her practice in the hallway during lunch. Her hands were trembling. Maya was the daughter of the school janitor, a man everyone respected for his kindness but ignored for his status. Students passed him in the halls without a word. Maya knew they did the same to her. She often ate alone, carried second-hand books, and rarely spoke unless spoken to. When the MC called her name, next up Maya Daniels, the murmurs grew. Some students whispered, "Isn't that the janitor's kid?" One boy snorted, "This should be good," loud enough for others to laugh. Maya stepped into the spotlight, the stage lights almost blinding. Her sneakers squeaked slightly as she walked to the center. She adjusted the strap on her guitar, an old chipped instrument her dad gave her on her 10th birthday. The mic stand loomed tall. She lowered it carefully. Someone in the front row let out a loud, fake cough. Laughter followed. Maya paused. Her heart pounded. Her mouth felt dry. She looked toward the darkened back row, where she knew her dad stood quietly by the door, still in his janitor uniform. Watching. She closed her eyes. Her fingers found the strings. The first note rang out, soft and clean, cutting through the noise. The chatter dropped. She strummed again, adding depth, bending the notes like whispers turned to waves. The crowd fell still, unsure of what was happening. Then Maya began to sing. Her voice was quiet at first, almost too gentle, but it carried pain. Beauty, honesty. She sang not like a student, but like someone who had lived each lyric. She sang of being overlooked, of sweeping halls no one noticed, of seeing the world from below and still daring to dream above it. Her voice grew stronger with each verse, breaking free from years of silence. The students stared, phones lowered, even the teachers leaned forward. By the final verse, her voice soared, not perfect but real. The guitar matched her energy, trembling with emotion. She played the final chord and let it ring. Silence. Then came the applause. It started in the back and built, spreading until the whole room was standing. Even those who mocked her now clapped without hesitation. Maya looked out into the crowd and saw her father. His eyes were filled with tears. He wasn't holding a mop anymore. He was holding pride. She didn't bow. She just smiled and walked off the stage like someone who had finally been heard. Backstage, Maya leaned against the wall, guitar still in hand, unsure what had just happened. The sound of applause still echoed faintly through the auditorium doors. For a moment, she let herself breathe. Her palms were sweaty and her knees still shaky, but something had changed inside her. She had done it. Not for applause, not for recognition, but to prove to herself that her voice mattered. The curtain rustled. Mrs. Bennett, the music teacher who had encouraged her, stepped through with tears in her eyes. "Maya," she whispered, "that was breathtaking." Maya gave a nervous laugh. "I was so scared." "You were honest. That's more powerful than perfect." Maya nodded, unsure how to respond. Then came a line of students, one after another. They weren't laughing now. They were shaking her hand, complimenting her, asking where she learned to sing like that. Some even apologized for how they'd treated her in the past. She answered softly, "My dad taught me guitar. I practiced in our apartment every night." Later, as the show ended and students poured into the lobby, Maya saw her dad waiting outside, his eyes locked onto hers. He didn't say a word, just opened his arms. She rushed into them, guitar pressed between them, and held on tight. "I saw everything," he said. "You were incredible. I just didn't want to hide anymore," she whispered. "You don't have to." By Monday, the entire school was buzzing. The performance had gone viral on the school's social media page. Someone had posted the video with the caption, "Never underestimate someone you ignore every day." Hundreds of comments poured in, many from strangers, Others from classmates saying how inspired they were. Some teachers even showed the video during homeroom. Principal Hargrove called Maya and her dad into his office. He started by apologizing, not for anything he'd done, but for not recognizing her earlier. "We'd like to nominate Maya for a state arts scholarship. The performance captured more than talent. It captured heart." That evening, Maya and her father sat on their tiny apartment balcony, sharing grilled cheese sandwiches. The air was cool, but she felt warm from the inside out. "You think I'll win that scholarship?" she asked. "Whether you do or not," her dad replied, "you've already won something bigger." "What's that?" "Respect, and you earned it your way." She looked out at the stars. They seemed closer somehow, like they were listening now. Maya still walked the same hallways, but people saw her differently. Not because she had changed, but because they had finally stopped looking through her and started seeing her. She never stopped playing, never stopped writing. And every time her fingers touched the strings, she remembered that night on stage, when the janitor's daughter stopped the world with her truth and turned silence into applause.